and I'll try and make sure that things are working.
Yeah, everything's working.
There we go. So, good evening, everyone, and welcome to Tales of Fumbles and Fortunes, where we sit around and play Dungeons and Dragons and have a generally good time. The reason why my voice may sound a little more different than usual is I can't really think of a bullshit lie, so I'm just going to say it. So our poor regular DM, Brian, has a bit of a sore throat to the point where he pretty much, lost his voice and that. So I, Tasha, the player of Captain Das Big Claw, had taken the role of DM for the night. So that means I'll be leading episode 68.2, where Aileen and Eppa had been separated from the rest of the group after failing to overcome some obstacles in what can only be described as a Tartarusy dreamscapey thing that Hades kind of allowed us access to, like an interdimensional, like a pocket dimension of sorts.
Yeah.
I'm impressed by the self-restraint to avoid two gorgeous jokes in that opening.
Well,
one, you and the DM doing a Freaky Friday moment.
Well, yeah.
And the other one being that you as Captain Das have not committed mutiny on the DM.
Yeah.
Yeah, the temptation was there. The temptation was there.
I applaud your self-control.
So for the briefest of moments, Captain Das Big Claw will be your narrator and games master for tonight. So last time on Tales of Fumbles and Fortunes, okay, so yes, so both of you fall. So both of you fall with the rush of wind. With the rush of wind in your faces and everywhere around you, until you land on soft enough grass that you don't take fall damage, but soft enough grass that it's not a painful landing. And as you both come to your senses, both Aileen and Eppa, you find yourselves in a grassy field, although there seems to be patches of possibly sand or just sand coloured earth. You're not quite sure, but as you both look around you, you realise that the rest of your companions are not present.
Huh. Okay.
On roll 20, dear.
So if this is the Elysian Fields, which is the only place that makes sense to me, Aileen, how do we get back down?
Aileen's kind of freaking out at this point. She's gonna grab Eppa by the front of his robes and go, "Did you see him? Was he there?
Who?
My husband, was he there? Did you see him?"
No. Ow,
She'll just kind of, she'll just
my neck.
she'll just put him back down and turn and walk away. She's checked out for the moment.
I got a box. Actually, where is the box? I'm holding it.
Yeah,
Box for?
You have one.
Box from where?
So, you know how you fell because you were going around the outside of the house?
Yeah.
There was a guy with wings. He sort of explained that, don't touch things. So I thought I was being very clever when I used Mage Hand to pick this box up. when rummaging around inside, I guess your house, your in-laws' house.
Yeah.
It's very
Yeah,
weird. A whole bunch of encampments thrown
my
all over the place.
that was my in-laws' house.
And I got this box.
We'll open it.
I was gonna
Please.
let you. Okay, gonna let you open it, but okay, fine. And I just just try and open the box.
Can
Hello.
can she use Mage Hand to open it?
Hello.
Can either of us?
Okay.
Can either of us?
Yeah, sorry. I had a moment of panic then. Yeah, I was thinking, right, I have all eventualities covered, and as soon as you mentioned like opening the box, God damn it, Brian. Okay, so you open the box, for the box is not locked, and inside the box is a scroll. And on that scroll, both of you can work out with your knowledge of the arcane arts that it is a scroll of the sending spell.
Oh.
Oh,
Why was there a sending scroll under the bed? Hmm. Do you want it?
please. I have an idea.
I passed the scroll in the box.
Wait, there were books there too?
Box.
Oh, box. Okay.
Okay.
And she'll just kind of like hold the scroll in her hands reverently, and then she'll put it away.
Okay. You put the scroll away. And yeah, you have the scroll of the sending spell, which you can use whenever.
Okay.
But yes.
So, I still have the elemental.
Okay, one question.
Mm-hmm.
Was the scroll written in Aelin's husband's handwriting?
Looking at the handwriting, it looks like your husband's handwriting.
Okay.
Okay. So, if we've crashed in the Elysian Fields, which we've got to still be in the underworld. We fell off the underworld. I've still got the air elemental. We could try flying back up.
And I could change into a giant eagle and fly us back up as well.
There will be no need for you to do that, as both of you hear this. It's not quite ethereal sounding voice. It's a voice which has purpose. Well, it sounds like it has purpose, but it's very calm. And as you both look in the direction of where it came from, you see a figure in black robes with blue skin and blue feathered wings that blend into purple tips. And he repeats to you, "There's no need to do that. Both of you are not dead. You're in the material plane."
Where in the material plane? Does any of this look familiar to Aelin?
So, Aelin, looking around you, none of this looks familiar to you. And the figure then continues. again, you're not in the Elysian Fields. You're somewhere in the material plane. As to where, that's for you to figure out yourselves. But
I think as soon as like it's been revealed that we're not in the Elysian Fields, Eppa starts tasting the air for for magic because he's a weird little kobold and does that.
What kind of plants and trees and stuff are around?
looking around you, besides the odd weed which like you'd normally find here and there in like the fields, you do find the odd tree. No, you do find the odd tree. No, you do find the odd tree here and there, but up further north, you can see a lot more trees in the distance, and then more towards the south, it kind of turns into more of a desert kind of area.
What sort of check would it be to sort of like use an internal map based on those clues?
I would say probably a survival check.
Oh, I'm doing my bad rolls to. Oh, never mind. That was an 18.
Okay. So from what you can see, and I need to. So from what you can see, yeah. So from what you can see, So from what you can remember on your like studies, looking at the world map in general, I don't know whether you're on the world map right now, or whether. Darn it, Brian.
The map shows.
Yeah, there's okay.
That's
Yeah.
That's pink.
Okay. No then. Gosh darn it. Okay. New plan. She says, trying to find a thing.
And
yeah.
Aelin didn't, just out of general purpose survival. She went ahead and cast mage armor on herself.
Okay.
That wasn't an accident.
Yeah. Okay. So remembering your studies in your respective magical fields, and having studied like maps of the world, you know that you are far from the human continent near Stirling and the mountains. You are in fact, if I don't know whether you have the map in the journals, but
Yeah, they all do.
yeah, you should do. But if you look on the map on your journals, it's a little bit disorientating because of the way it is laid out.
Plus, Roll20 changed the layout yet again.
Yeah. So you are round about the border. So where Lake Frere is, you're more or less south of that, kind of on the border between the. If I could just scroll out, border between the sort of desert plains and Haven. So roundabout, but you're kind of like on the border between like the desert and some tree areas.
Where?
So where Pyrite River is, if that's helpful.
Yeah.
Yeah. So So yeah, in the deserty bit, there should be a settlement or a town there called Orkrush, and then more in the wooded area, up a little to the north of that, there is Haven. So you're kind of like standing on that border there. As the figure continues.
Okay.
Yeah, so
Yeah, I found it.
yeah, okay. So that's where both of you are standing right now. The figure continues. So apologies for what happened with your endeavor with your husband. On this occasion, it was probably not meant to be. However, there are probably other opportunities in which you could bring him back, but in the meantime, it seems that as you and your companions have met a god.
Hi, buddy.
Essentially, I would what you'd call, I suppose you'd be what I would call Fey touched. The Fate touched, not Fey. Fate touched. Those who are bound for a great destiny. A purpose bigger than anyone would or could ever imagine. For what destiny it is, time will tell. But regardless...
Sorry, I hate to be rude, but who are you?
And where are our friends?
Like, for all I know, you're a collective delusion.
Well, I don't think the pirates' delusions have gotten so out of hand that they've manifested into reality, which would be quite disastrous thinking about it. But the rest of your friends are safe for the time being, providing they don't get themselves killed, or worse.
Where are they located currently?
That's something that you'd have to discover for yourselves.
Really? You know where they are. You say that they're in danger, and you're not going to tell us.
Look, I'm a very powerful being, and as much as I would love to be able to give you the answers right away so you could reunite with your friends in a convenient manner, it wouldn't make for a great story now, wouldn't it?
Nothing about this story, as you say, has been particularly
Well, this part of the narrative, I suppose, is what is called the hero's fall. The part where the hero feels so downtrodden that they almost feel the need to give up on their calling. But something, or someone, a light may show you the way out of the darkness. And there you shall be able to confront your doubts, your fears, and be able to rise to the occasion when you need to.
You're talking in riddles, and then she's going to take the spell scroll of sending out. She is going to cast it to contact Rex.
Okay. So, yeah. What do you say to Rex?
Specifically, do you know where you're located?
If so, tell us.
Yeah, what he said.
You got 5 words left, by the way.
Are you all safe?
Actually, I may have counted that wrong. You may have got 15 words left, but
That's That's fine. Where are you? Are you safe? Is basically the gist of what she's going to ask in 25 words or less.
Okay. So. No, okay. So. No, so. It takes a few seconds before, Aelin, you hear the familiar voice of Rex where he goes, "We're all fine. We are currently. No, we're currently near Lake Freya. And we're just alive after dealing with a ice salamander. And that's all you get."
Aelin will turn to Eva, relay this information, and go, between your elemental and my wild shape, we could fly around until we see them.
Oh yeah, we just need to find the river and go north.
Wait,
However, I still want answers from this one, and I'm just pointing at the big blue guy.
As you turn around and point to the big blue guy, you notice that they have completely disappeared.
God damn it! I knew I should have used telekinesis on them.
Eppa, do you have locate object? Prep.
Sadly, I do not.
Eppa, you also come to a horrific realization. Das has the bag of holding.
Oh no. I've got plenty of things on me. I don't need the bag of holding for everything. But oh no, wait, that has all my money.
Well, we could.
Okay, where's that elemental?
We could rest. Take the, study for that spell, and then we could just focus on the Omni Violator.
Mm,
It's a thought.
honestly, I think the flying option's probably best. How big a bird can you be? Can you be a rock? Wait, no, you didn't see the rock.
No, and that's a creature, I think, or a beast. Can only do animals right now, but I can be a giant eagle.
I think if both of us are flying, if I get on, not to be presumptuous, but if I can sit on your back whilst you're flying, I'm small. I can then cast haste on you, and we can fly and take a look through the forest. Honestly, I think all we need to do is look for smoke. As soon as we see smoke, that's probably where they are.
Because Das has set something on fire?
Or is on fire. Am I wrong?
No, you're not. Oh! Out of character? Yeah, the giant eagle would probably be a great way to go because of his advantage on perception checks that rely on sight.
Oh, dope.
And a strength of 16.
Okay. Well.
Let me double check that. When you were at the when you were at their house, did you see anybody?
No. I heard something about a flower. Because
Flower.
Das and Rex were looking in a different room. I was in a big bedroom with walls covered in what had to be somebody's almost every enchantment they'd ever practiced in Elvish.
And a fond smile will cross her face for a moment. Yep, that sounds like Eric.
But no, I think I fell through the floor before I saw anyone. But hey, I didn't see the others fall. Maybe they've got him. Maybe
I can't let myself hope like that. But shall we go?
yeah. Let's go.
She will wild shape into a giant eagle.
Okay.
So how does this work? Do I lie on your back? Do I sit down? I've never ridden an eagle before. I think we just sort of figure
If
out
you,
the body mechanics.
yeah, and as an eagle, she can understand common. She can understand what you're saying, but you know, you'll get a screech in response. Ash, what are you playing with? Oh, it's the bitch slap butterfly.
Okay. So Aelin, you transform into this eagle, and Eppa, you clumsily sort of gauge your way on climbing on top of Aelin, and you hold on to the feathers in the hopes that, one, you're not causing Aelin any pain, and two, you're holding on tight enough for you to not just fall off by the time she takes off. Aelin, you take off into the skies, and both of you start flying north towards Haven, towards the edge of Lake Frere.
Just for the ease of communication, I think I'm gonna just keep using message, just to keep a open channel of like verbal communication.
Okay.
Just so that Aelin doesn't need to like wait for me to say something or anything like that.
Okay. But as both of you are flying over, yeah, as both of you fly over, you notice from a bird's eye view that you see a lot of forest area, but then you see one particular spot where it's a very small like area where it's covered in snow, and the trees in that general area don't have any leaves and look incredibly dead, similar to how the trees were when you first encountered the blighted forest, from when the druids failed that ritual.
So with this message, they they can keep you talking back and forth mentally.
With
Kind of like death, Death's Council of One.
with the message spell, because it's a cantrip, like one or the other can cast it as like many times they like, and you will get an immediate response, but it's like the spell ends after you get the immediate response from the other person. But because it's a cantrip, like you could just cast it like as many times as you need.
Well, Aelin will screech and kind of try and point with a wing at that spot.
Oh,
in fact,
that sending said ice salamander, right?
In fact, Aelin, when you sort of like try to point with your wing, you feel an incredibly strong gust of wind. You sort of lose control for a brief second before you sort of like settle your wing back, but you notice now that the winds have become a lot more stronger. Not to the point where like you're immediately blown away, but to the point where it's a little bit difficult to traverse.
Okay. If she can, she's gonna mentally communicate to hang on tight. Shit's about to get real.
You hold on too, and I'm going to just cast Enlarge Reduce for Enlarge on Aelin. There's gonna be strong winds, Big Bird.
Okay.
Oh, fuck yes! And she will willingly fail that save.
So okay. So Eppa, you weave your hands in a magical motion and focus your energy on Aelin, and Aelin starts to expand to quite a sizable to quite a big size. So I will say for brevity that you guys do manage to sort of weather. Well, actually, no. Right, okay. So I'm going to need you both to make Constitution saving throws to get past the storm. Aelin, I will give you advantage because you're like a big bird. You're like sort of like charging through this strong winds. So yes, Constitution saving throws, please.
Let's see.
Oh, thank God, a 15.
I'm looking up. Hold on, I'm looking up the.
I was gonna say.
Yeah, I'm 13.
I'm a little guy. I get a +0 to the.
Well, the giant eagle form gets a +1. Would that change with the enlarge?
I mean,
This says advantage on strength saving throws, not Constitution.
Yeah. This is just to be able to like withstand.
So 6. All right, 16.
Okay. With a lot of difficulty, you do manage to just weather through the strong winds. Just. As you both, if I get the map up, because the DM is silly like that. And the DM did not foresee this coming. Fuck you guys.
It's like, two mid-level spellcasters. Yeah, no, this you couldn't.
I mean, nah. Okay, so.
Especially since both spellcasters enjoy chaos.
Yeah. Out of curiosity, what is the size of a giant eagle? Is it a large creature? Or a medium creature?
I feel like it's a large creature normally.
Large beast.
A large beast.
You're now huge. Yeah. Or at least you're huge for the minute that we were flying through heavy wind.
Yeah. So you do eventually get to the edge of Lake Freyr, where there is a small settlement there. And you both yeah. Sorry, I'm just trying to imagine how this goes. So you both land just a little ways from the settlement, so you're not like causing a huge like disruption to everyone else. So Aelin, you land, and you both see the halflings, gnomes, and a few hobgoblins sort of like turn and stare at you, like, because there's just this random kobold and huge eagle just landed right in front of them. And as you both
Aelin will.
yeah.
I was
Carry on.
gonna
No,
say.
carry on.
I was gonna say that Aelin will crouch down and help. Like create like a slide or something with her wing so that Eppa can get down.
Yeah, as Eppa gets down, I think he's going to do a little insight check on everyone.
Okay.
Oh, that's a natural one.
They all seem surprised
Wow.
that a kobold and an eagle just land right in front of them. It's kind of like a start to a very rubbish joke. An eagle and a kobold land in front of a group of villagers.
Oh shit! Sorry, cat.
Aelin, more or less the same. Like these settlers are just in shock that this eagle and this kobold had just landed in front of them. It's only until they hear another voice of a hobgoblin sort of dressed in like sort of tattered rags and furs, carrying a staff, but is hobbling on one wooden peg leg. And he goes, "Oh, what is going on now? This is the second time that something interesting has happened today, and that's not the most random thing that's happened today. Can we help you?"
Very quickly, Eppa just sort of messages Aelin. It's just like, here, hobgoblin hobbling.
Have you ever heard an eagle chuckle? Because that's what you hear.
Have you never seen a kobold on an eagle before?
Sorry, can you repeat that?
Have you never seen a kobold on an eagle before?
Well, you're not the first kobold that I've seen today, that's for certain.
Oh, that could be useful. Was the other kobold certifiably insane wearing a pirate's hat?
Oh, yes, he was the most certifiably insane individual I've ever had the misfortune I've ever met. I mean, he might even be a little more crazier than me, one might say. But yes, he was most certainly wearing a pirate's hat. Yes, I remember now. He was with a giant rabbit and a blue-skinned woman. Lovely pair they were. Well, lovely trio they were, but the pirate was a little bit strange. But
at least it's good that we're in the right place. And Sulik just turns to Aelin. Are you gonna just stay like that for the rest of the day?
Aelin thinks about it for a second and kind of shrugs and nods at the same time and does not revert back to her form.
Fair enough. Well, change into a crow if you change your mind. I've got a shoulder. Okay.
Oh, speaking of, yeah, her familiar is with them, perched on her shoulder.
Before we continue, I'm just looking at the Twitch chat, and yeah, sorry to have completely ignored you there. Aylwood, hello. So first time in chat, so I'm guessing it's the first time in stream. Okay, no, you're good. Oh, okay, well, at least the screens are working. Oh, no, you look. Oh, fair enough. Well, cool. Oh, okay, yep. Yes, Aylin, Marie seems to know you. Ah, I see. So, oh, good. Okay. At least I don't have to go too much into the whole fact that, usually it's my other half who sits in the DM's chair, but for tonight he's lost his voice and he wants to rest it. So I've decided to take on the role of games master or games mistress, whichever you prefer.
Hello, chat.
So, hello, chat.
Dungeon mistress. Hello, chat.
Hello, chat.
All hail the dungeon mistress.
All hail me, for I hold the fate in all these players' hands. Either way. So anyway.
Well, I'm laughing at the twerking emoji.
Twerking aside. So, Aelin, you change back into your normal self.
No.
Oh, no, you're staying as a giant eagle.
I stay as an eagle for now.
Okay. And the hobgoblin the hobgoblin who you suspect is probably the settlement leader or the village leader, however you want to interpret that. Goes, your timing certainly couldn't be any worse, for we sent them down south, and they were looking for you lot. Or you two, at least. Yeah, so sorry about that.
Yeah.
Now Aelin will revert to her human form and go south. South where?
Well, south from here. I mean.
Well, no shit. Did you send them? She's a little brusque, a little frantic. Where down south? Did you give them a specific destination?
Well, I mean, there's a town haven along the way, but otherwise, I don't know how far they've gone down. I suppose if you run really, really fast, you may be able to catch up. But otherwise, you probably just missed them, or just missed them from the sky.
Maybe we stay for a little bit, eat, rest up.
I can't see
We're not gonna bother anybody. We just need to rest for a minute.
I can't see why not. The friends of those who slayed the ice salamander is a friend of ours. Yeah.
Oh, so they were icy when they left.
Well, a little bit, but yeah. So apparently, we've had reports from the scouts that it's still a little bit icy, even though there's clear evidence. And he points to the freshly skinned ice salamander skins with, like a hobgoblin and a gnome with, leather gloves, sort of hanging the skins, out on a line. And you can see Salamander's head on a table, which has clearly been decapitated from his body, and other different body parts of the salamander which have been dissected and cut up and sorted for other bits and pieces. He goes, yes, as you can see, there is that ice salamander that had been bothering us a little bit, is a little bit dead, you might say. But do be careful. Apparently, even when dead, their flesh can still give you a bit of frostbite.
Aelin just kind of blinks for a second. And then we'll look to Eppa and Draconic, say, if we rest, I can get my wild shape back, and then we can go again.
How long do you need?
Follow the road and look for them.
How long do you need?
Just a short rest.
It's about yeah. Carry on.
I'll see about getting some of the salamander meat. Because if the flesh keeps things cold, we could have some nice, fresh salamander meat when we catch up.
Or we could have a bag of colding.
I will say, as I mentioned before, I don't know whether it's the same area or whether there's a second ice salamander running about that area. There's an area that's still a little bit cold. I'm not sure whether you went past that. Not quite sure why, but not that we're asking you to have a look into that. Not like we're asking you or anything.
You're hinting pretty strongly at it, though.
Well, yes, I am hinting very strongly, not gonna lie. I'm not. The subtlety is not exactly a thing I'm good at. It's not my middle name. It's actually Franco. Franco's my middle name. The Boblin Franco D Goblin is my name.
Bob.
Boblin.
Just give us an hour. I'm gonna take a look at the salamander that's already been killed. Because we're sort of the brains half of the group.
That does make a lot of sense with that old pirate being as insane as he is.
Not to discount Tink. Tink is very intelligent.
She was very quiet, but yeah, I can see why she's very quiet. She's probably embarrassed by the pirates. Yeah, so is that rabbit fellow, for that matter. I mean, he spoke occasionally, but he's not really much of a talker.
Most people aren't compared to Das. But yeah, if you let us have an hour, I'm gonna take a look at the salamander just for some weak spots. I've not fought one of these before.
Go ahead. I'm sure. I'm sure that I'm sure that Twig and Fred wouldn't mind, wouldn't you, lads? And both the gnome and the hobgoblin kind of give a thumbs up before carrying on with their sort of skinning.
Alright, I'll have a little study of this. If you want to have a nap.
It's a short rest consists of light activity, right?
Yeah.
I mean, if I go over there and look at it with him.
Yeah, as long as it's nothing too strenuous, then then I would consider this a short rest. You do get the odd one.
Then she'll go sit and chill.
Yeah. So you do get the odd one or two children of different sort of races between halflings, gnomes, and hobgoblins. Ask you about how it feels to be a bird, and whether they could ride on your back if you transform into one. And they're just generally really excited about this lady that can transform into any animal that she wants.
Oh, maybe not today, little ones, but
there's just this collective "ah" from the kids before their mothers sort of come along and said, don't harass the lady. I'm sure she's probably got enough on her, but I'm so sorry about the come here.
It's okay.
And
now Aelin feels bad. Then may be willing to not fly, but before they leave, may change into a giant eagle and walk around with them on her back.
No.
Oh. If you want, I can blow up some rocks.
As soon as the kids hear the blowing up of rocks, they sort of turn around with sort of excited smiles, and the mother's like, "No, come on!" and sort of carry on dragging them away.
Is there a big tree or a rock sort of on their path?
There is a. In fact, there is a small area which there's rocks which are being carved to look like various playground apparatus, like slides, a roundabout.
I don't want to blow up a playground.
Well, I mean, there's like a giant, there's like a sort of big boulder, like sort of near like the playground. That's just a boulder, but it's not like anything like a slide or anything like that you can like
Cool.
experiment with.
Yeah, I'm just gonna like very carefully. I'm gonna use True Strike just to make sure I don't miss this, and I'm just gonna blow up one of the rocks. And you know what? It's already got fire damage because it's an explosive bullet. We'll throw some. What are the other damage types I can throw onto that? I'm gonna throw some lightning on there using arcane rounds and a spell slot just to entertain the kiddies.
Okay, so some of the kids that like surrounded Aelin earlier like do sort of like sneakily return to watch you perform what could be a magnificent feat or a tragic accident.
Oh no.
And thank you, Marie, for subscribing with a Prime for 15 months. And you're currently on a 7-month streak. So,
because I never get the notification that it's coming up. I just have to if I notice it, I have to manually redo it.
Yeah. And anyone else watching, you too can subscribe and follow and all that wonderful Twitch jazz by clicking the subscribe or follow button. If you're thinking of subscribing, just bleed Amazon dry by like using your Amazon Prime subscription. Like the current like CEO of Amazon won't miss a single penny of like your subscription money. It's fine, don't worry about it.
They're just gonna raise the Prime rate again.
Nothing
major.
So subscription, like so shameless promotion aside, so Eppa, so you hope to shoot like this rock with your gun. No.
Yeah, I've used True Strike so that I don't fuck it up.
Okay, roll for your attack.
Cool, so that's gonna be that.
Can I add guidance to that for him?
I want to say that's for
please
ability
do.
checks. I want to say that's for ability checks.
Okay,
I will double check to make sure, but I'm pretty sure.
Let me look.
I think it's for ability checks.
Yeah, it's ability check.
Yeah. I believe that to do.
I managed to roll a 3 and a 4 on the die. So even with that, that's a +5.
Okay.
Wow, that was with True Strike.
So, Marie knows what I'm like with terrible, terrible consequences.
Oh no.
So, Eppa, you pretty much do the equivalent of, watch this! Pull the trigger, and the good news is that the good news is that it still hits, but because whether it's a little bit of overexcitement with the blowing up of the boulder or anything like that, because of how close it was to the playground, a lot of the shards of the rock actually land on top of or sort of impale through some of the rock play equipment. The once was a playground is now a completely destroyed play area where the kids can no longer play. And
Did the kids at least
the
enjoy
kids
the
just
explosion?
watching. Sorry?
Did the kids at least enjoy the lightning-powered explosion?
The kids are just wide-eyed. I'm not really sure whether to burst into tears or just give you a round of applause. They're just in utter shell shock.
Way to go, hotshot.
Like,
and then Aelin will go and use mending to fix the equipment.
Like, giving
Eppa dirty looks the entire time.
Eppa's joined in and is also using mending. Just wanted to make the kids happy.
At least one child starts to sniff like, like, and another kid like goes, "That was cool! Do it again!" Like that. So there's mixed reactions from the kids. Now, adults are just horrified at this point. But as you both start like mending the playground, sort of thing, the adults just kind of look with apprehension, but they're too afraid of saying anything to you in case you like decide to turn your ire against them.
I think after at the end of the short rest, and once like we've mostly fixed the playground,
yeah,
I'm going to give the little magical tic-tac-toe box, because that's not in the bag of holding. The little magical tic-tac-toe set to the child that I made cry.
yeah.
I'm very sorry. I was meant to blow up the boulder, and it was meant to be very cool. It was not meant to. I'm sorry. I don't think I could fix the swings.
The little halfling boy like sort of takes the like tic-tac-toe box, like sniffles. Thank you. Before running away to their mother and just like and just sort of like sniff like look what the magic kobold gave me, and the mother just kind of like gives you like an apprehensive kind of like not glare but just a very apprehensive look before like leading their child away.
And in Draconic, Aelin will look at Eppa and say, "And this is why we can't have nice things."
Oh yeah, because I give them to kids.
No, because we blow it up.
Like,
okay, that too.
I mean, after fixing all the things, like some of the kids do start going on the like slide and roundabouts and other bits and pieces, and having a grand old time. So some of the more reserved kids sort of stay with their parents and that, but otherwise, everything more or less is like settled down. Although you do get the odd look of uncertainty about you.
Do we get that a lot?
Yeah, we do.
So, so Boblin sort of hobbles along and goes, "Well, I must say, when I said something, when I said the interesting things happened for the second time in a day happened, that was the third thing I was not expecting. No, that was the third most thing I wasn't expecting to happen."
I hope the boulder wasn't important to anyone.
"Oh, no. It was just a very important ancient relic of my people. Passed down from generation." No, really, it was just a really big boulder. Like, it's fine. It's got no historical or no spiritual significance.
Oh, D&D Beyond's delayed reaction.
With that insight, yeah, carry on.
Oh yeah, I was gonna see if he was like full of shit or not.
You can't quite tell. Like, you can't quite tell. He's just as mad as Das is. So he might be, might not be. You don't know.
I ain't digging into a hobgoblin's brain. Not happening today.
No. Oh, not today.
Thank you for your hospitality.
Well,
Sorry
thank you.
for blowing up your boulder and breaking your playground.
Well, thank you for the entertainment. That was the third most entertaining thing that's happened today. So yeah, at least it keeps the day interesting.
Also, if the kid gets confused, the tic-tac-toe is meant to be for him alone. Like, the idea is that you make a move, it makes a move. It's not just a set of tic-tac-toe.
Alright, well, I better tell his mother that, I better tell his mother that at some point. But anyway, I suppose at some point you'd want to go look for your friends.
Well, you wanted the salamander dealt with, right? Where's that?
What?
You said on the way?
Well, I mean, I don't know whether there's a second salamander or whether there's something else completely different, but, I mean, I don't know whether it's going to creep into, like, our little settlement or, whether it's going to stay as it is, but, I don't know. I feel like if it's not dealt with soon, then there may be devastating consequences beyond our mortal minds.
Along with the strong hints, here comes some guilt. When we were flying over and we saw that icy spot, for lack of a better term, how far away was it?
It was sort of between Haven and where you guys are right now.
Okay.
Okay, let's go before I stick my claw in my mouth again.
Alright. So both of you traverse away from the settlement. And
She wild shapes back into a giant eagle.
Okay. So you wild shape back into a giant eagle. And eventually you do come across... I am going to take you over to this map. You both are at the center bottom part of the map. And you guys, like, notice the area once again. Upon closer inspection, the area around... the area where there is a lot of snow and a lot of sort of dead-looking trees, there seems to be what looks like glowing stones and an area that doesn't seem to have like a natural color like everything else.
Ooh, shinies.
It's almost like peering into a void, a starry void.
Oh, I'm familiar with those. Can I make a nature check or something?
Sure. Go ahead and make... in fact, if I move you a little closer to... Yeah, I'm just going to move you a little closer here because... just to make life a little easier.
Can I simultaneously do an Arcana check?
Yeah, go ahead and make an Arcana check. Yeah, Arcana check would be more appropriate.
Okay. I could do that too.
With big brains.
Okay. So, how close are you thinking of going to what you I think you can move your characters. I'll double check. Oh no, that's not being yeah, let me get that.
You wanna do a flyby?
You can do a flyby. I'm just trying to find
Yeah, as far as I'm concerned, like Eppa's still on Aylin's back, so Aylin's determining movement.
Okay.
That air elemental is not here though.
Okay.
That disappeared.
You can control. Okay, yeah. Let's get rid of that elemental for the time being. Okay, so you do a flyby, and looking at this, the more accurate term would be a rift. It looks as though it's a rift which, if you were to go inside, could potentially take you to another plane of existence.
Wouldn't be the first time.
To which plane, it's hard to tell.
Okay, so we've had elemental planes.
Would she recognize the constellations being a starry druid?
with that Arcana check, you figured that it seems to be connected to an elemental planes. More specifically, either air or water, but it's kind of difficult to tell.
Wait a minute. Do you think this is what was buffeting you in the sky?
And
Very possible.
as you're sort of like making a flyby, like the winds do pick up again, whilst in that general area.
5 gold. That's the plane of air.
Yeah, that would make sense.
Okay.
How
see
many
anything
words?
dangerous?
How many words can go in the message spell, and does it count for stuttering?
So the message spell, you have up to 25 words.
Oh, okay. And so stuttering doesn't matter. Got it.
And I think so my poor brain's like, so it may take stuttering into account, but you're most welcome to try.
Wait, are we talking about message or sending here?
Whatever one you were using as message, right?
Yeah, it was message. So
Yeah, message.
It's a moot point.
Yeah.
Yeah, message. Message is like you're able to send a message to someone within 30 feet. You're sending a message to anyone within the same plane as yourself, regardless of distance.
Should we sit down here, take a look, and figure out if we need to close this?
Actually, can we? Is there a place for her to sit?
I mean, the general.
I guess they're like right here.
Yeah. So you can you move your token out of interest?
Should be able to.
Okay. So Epican, there you go. And I'll move your familiar as well, just for fancies. Okay, so you both take a closer look, and
She'll revert back to her human form
okay.
at this point.
Okay. So with how close you are to it now, you can make a pretty educated guess that this is likely what's been causing this general area to be covered in snow and practically a wintry landscape amongst the summery scene around you. Generally speaking, it's like a swampy area, but yeah, the area currently right now is more or less like a winter, not a winter wonderland, but it's certainly wintry.
Yeah, my head.
Well, I don't see anything dangerous over here, though. Do we want to find the others and maybe go through? Is there anything like the one that when we were in Amberstone?
Yeah, that was just bad news all around.
Why do I say these? Why do I have the impulse to look after the universe?
Do you have nothing better to do on a Monday?
I could be studying my primordial spellbooks. I have 2 spellbooks, one in a language I can't even read. I have plenty to do. And find people who somehow got... Sorry?
And like it hits her, I would just like suddenly, my husband could be with him. Let's go. And she'll revert back to a giant eagle.
Thought we weren't. Okay, I thought we weren't trying to get your hopes up. Let's go.
As-
One second. Oh god. And Epa's just like trying to look at, see if there's any way he could scroll a warning sign.
as you're about to scroll a warning sign, you hear my poor brain's like thinking, wait, does it? You hear not quite shuffling, you hear movement of the snow. And you hear a very wispy voice go, "Excuse me for intruding. I don't suppose you've seen a ice salamander around here?"
Depends on what condition you're interested in.
I'm on the hunt for the ice salamander.
Oh, that
Have
thing's
you
dead.
seen it?
That thing's very dead. Chopped up, being preserved for eating.
What do you mean it's dead? Did you kill the ice salamander?
No? Neither of us did.
Aylin's eagle head will go shake back, shake back and forth.
Sorry, just to ask, who are you and why do you care?
I'm a hunter. I have been tasked with hunting this ice salamander.
Oh no, it's not here anymore. Wait, no, she can't speak.
Aiden goes to speak, goes, ah!
It's like, that's about all you hear.
Don't mind
if-
her, she's just
and
being
if-
sarcastic.
And if an eagle could say fuck,
I know what you are. You're not really a giant bird. I've watched you both. Now this puts me at quite the predicament. If you say it's dead, and it's been chopped up as we speak,
where is this voice coming from? Can we see who's speaking?
you can't tell. In fact, when you both look around, you don't see anyone.
She'll look up.
You look up, and there's nothing above you.
Okay.
Okay, this is very rude. Before I use any of my spells, can you just
Excuse you?
present yourself?
One moment. I prefer to remain unseen.
Epa would like to do an arcana check on the elementals he's aware of.
Make a nature check.
Oh god, okay. 15?
Okay.
Like, it's clearly from the plane of air. It's not seen. I have a suspicion. Oh god, aliens knocked me out of the water.
Okay. What were you thinking, Eppa?
I thought it was something like an unseen stalker.
Well, with that 15 and that 20, Eppa, you sort of, it takes you a little longer than Aelin to work out that yes, it is indeed an air elemental, but then going through the list in your head, Aelin then picks up right away that this being you're talking to is most likely an invisible stalker. And Aelin, with that 20, normally invisible stalkers are given a quarry by their summoner. And...
It's just an air elemental.
Sorry?
It's just a hunter. It's an air elemental that hunts.
Yeah.
That's it.
So, normally, invisible stalkers are, like, summoned by, someone and given a quarry, but this invisible stalker seems to just be an air elemental who just happens to hunt. Like, they seem to have a will of their own.
Well, so if your salamander is dead, are you gonna go back? And Epic sort of points a claw towards the giant hole.
I suppose I have no alternative but to return and give my brethren the news, for there's been quite the imbalance lately between all the elements, let alone the plane of air.
Just give Aylin's eagle eye the most knowing look.
And Aelin will kind of tilt her head to one side in acknowledgement of the look.
You've got to steer. Just ask. Do you have like a titan that's missing or ill, and you're trying to replace it with another one? Was that what the ice salamander was meant to be for?
Well, some time ago, there were mortals like you that visited the plane of air. Specifically, and I need to refer to my beloved usual DM for this. There were mortals like yourselves that visited the elven part of the plane of air. And let's just say that they've more or less destroyed it. Send it into an oblivion where it is more or less no more. And I suppose
rough.
that's the start of where the imbalance came from.
Well, that's tragic. Well, if you want, you can go back. We'll try and close this up our side. And good luck. I mean, if you want a name, the name's Appa, and sort of puts his claw out to sort of try and shake the air. If you need anything, give us a sending. A trans-dimensional sending. Transplanar sending? I don't know, I don't know the spell yet. But you know what I mean. Pleasure to meet you, what's your name?
That's what I'm looking up right now. That was one thing I was fearing.
God damn it. This air elemental, this invisible stalker's name is God damn it.
You may call me.
It's goddamn wind.
You may call me Notus. And I'm going to spell that. Notus.
Must not make the joke.
It's a very good wind name. Shut up!
Note to self.
So,
I mean, I could make a breaking wind comment here, but I won't.
as opposed to a Breaking Bad. So Notus acknowledges you both and goes, well, should you decide to visit? Hang on.
I do believe our polite conversation is derailing things.
Yes.
If you were thinking of visiting the plane of air, I suggest you avoid the Elven kingdom, for it has more or less been turned to ruins.
I mean, you did say the whole thing about it kind of being reduced to oblivion. That doesn't sound fun unless I mean, Elven relics are pricey. No. Bad. I don't even have anything to hold money in at the moment anyway.
There seems to be other forces at work, but as to what, we're not quite sure. But all we know is that was the start of the imbalance of the elements. And it's only going to get worse unless intervention happens.
Well, that's lovely. You've got our name. We need to go find our friends. You need to go home. Let us know if, there's going to be if someone of authority can give us some cash, and we can see what we can do. You can get a recommendation from the Earth plane. I'm sure they can speak to our quality of service. And let me know when you're about to go in the hole, so we can try and fix it, because it's probably not good that it's open.
I may as well go in now, since the hunt is more or less finished without my input. Quite a shame, really.
Just to check, you're only looking for one, not multiple, right?
There was only the one.
Whew. Toodle pip then.
And Notus just... And you can't quite tell whether Notus, had gone into the portal, but given a little bit of time, you probably suspect that, yeah, they've most probably gone into the portal. So, with that, what would you like to do?
Aelin will scratch the word fuck into the snow with her claw.
Okay. You scratch the word fuck into the snow.
My thoughts exactly.
And then
Okay.
she'll with the toss of her head, she'll gesture towards the road south.
We need to close this first. If something... clearly that came through chasing something... chasing that salamander, and we don't want people... We both feel bad if somebody got hurt.
Tosh, these are rocks here, right? The black things?
They are indeed rocks.
Is this a rock?
This is also a rock.
What? she be strong enough as a giant eagle to like push, shove, whatever, that giant boulder?
I
Because
can't.
it looks. Well, a giant eagle strength is 16.
Okay. I would say with a lot of effort, I can't see why you wouldn't be able to do it.
I mean, it looks bigger
Yeah.
than the hole, so
Yeah.
I mean, it's temporary stopgap,
Yeah.
but it's something.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think whilst Aylin's doing the very, in Eppa's mind, Foxy solution, Rex solution, very Rex solution, Eppa is actually just gonna be like, is there any magic that can just put a patch job on this? With like an Arcana check or something.
I mean, yeah, go ahead and make an Arcana check.
Oh my god, what? I can't roll over a 10 today. It's a 17.
With that Arcana check, you realise that it's a literal tear between realities, and dispelling this isn't likely to work.
I was hoping that we could go home, take a week off, someone could come visit us, and we can't close it. Do you need a hand with that? It's very big. Bigger than you.
She'll like stop pushing it across the ground.
Yeah, but
Look at him and kind of look at him, and look back at the rock and go back to pushing it.
yeah, at this
Cool.
point you're a little halfway there.
Yeah, Eppa's just gonna cast telekinesis.
Living on a prayer.
Yeah, more or less.
Yeah, Eppa's gonna cast telekinesis, and he's just gonna start rearranging all the little rocks so that there's like a nice big space for Aylin's rock, and then just brings Aylin's rock over.
So you're using telekinesis. How far? So are you standing in the same place as you are right now?
Yeah, it's got 60-foot range.
Okay.
All of this is within 60 feet.
Okay.
So I got about 10 minutes. I can move anything that weighs up to 1,000 pounds.
Okay. Cool.
And so just
Okay.
and then wait for Aylin to sort of like start pushing, because apparently Eppa's a dig, and just then moves the rock so Aylin flaps into the snow.
Okay. So
The bird will flip you the bird.
so
Truly deserved.
So Eppa, you remove like the rocks from the portal, and Aylin, as you keep pushing and as you get closer to the portal, as you're getting closer to the portal, can you make for me a perception check, please?
Is it with sight?
It's with sight.
Okay.
I mean, it's mainly with sight.
Well, my Lanta. Well, the eagle gets advantage
Okay.
on perception with sight. So 23.
Okay. So, Aylin, you catch a glance of the tear into this tear of reality, and you sort of stare at it long enough that you suddenly feel an intense sharp pain in your head, and you take 4 points of psychic damage
Ow.
as you continue pushing this rock into this hole, or on top of the hole. So you keep pushing, until finally you've more or less covered the entirety of the hole. And you wait for a moment to...
For the record, as soon as the big rock's in place, Eppo is going to just like put all the little rocks that were sort of nearby it and lean them up against the rock, so it's just sort of like a mound of rocks.
Okay.
It can't just be... So that it's going to take effort to move this.
Okay. So, with telekinesis? Or...
Yeah.
Okay.
Because still got, like, it's a 10-minute spell.
Okay. So yeah, Eppa, after Aelin has sort of like put the rock on top of the Terran reality, Eppa, you pile the rocks on top of each other. And you wait for a little bit of time in case something doesn't go according to plan. And you wait. And the rocks are still stationary. For the time being, you've temporarily fixed the tear in reality by putting a bit of a band-aid over it.
I wonder what it'd be like if you were coming through the other side and just sort of like face planted into a rock. That'd hurt, right?
Then you hear the eagle chuckle again. And then she'll go "Brr," and tilt her head towards the road.
Yeah, let's go get them.
Alright.
What?
Oh, so I gotta go save another plane of existence. Frack 'em. And Epic just gets on grumbling.
Okay.
He
So
spares the use of
And then
message.
she'll before they take off, she'll point with her wing to where she scratched the word "fuck," and then she'll kind of shake her wing at it to emphasize "fuck."
Fuck.
okay. So you both take to the skies again, and you both it takes you about half an hour or so before you find the road, and you do spot 3 figures on a road.
Are they
Is
our
the
3
three-
figures?
Yeah.
From the looks of it, upon closer inspection, you see one, it has purple fur with long ears. The other has blue skin with almost like kelpy, seaweedy, shoulder length hair, and a kind of a light tealy blue green hat with a kind of muted red trim, so more or less obscuring the rest of the smaller figure from the great height. You figure that this is the rest of your party.
I'll forget the 5 gold you owe me for guessing the plane if you can knock Dust's hat off with your wings as you land.
She will do one better. and do a low flyby.
Okay, I was thinking of something completely different, like just
What? Pooping on them?
well, yeah,
Because that thought crossed my mind too.
more or less, yeah, yeah. So, what were you doing, Aelin? Sorry.
Oh, once we spot, and then okay, you sent that with message, right?
Well, you can
About-
understand me by speaking, but yeah, I'll use message.
Well, okay, because then she'll reply back. I dare you to say yippee-ki-yay, motherfucker. Hang on, and then she'll kind of basically do this dive bomb, and just very close above their heads, shoot right past them.
Yeah, and Eppa will use Draconic Screech to shout, "Yippee-ki-yay, motherfucker!"
Okay. so from the 3 down
That's
below.
on the rest of the party.
So The three down below are just walking, minding their own business as Das sort of monologuing. Tink and Rex can't just completely don't think too deep into whether Das is monologuing to himself or whether he's sort of discussing this out loud. And goes, so we'll regale them the tale of how we defeated an ice salamander that nearly killed us all, and how we saved an entire village from that giant lizard, and skinned it, and cut it up, and there's just this rush of air followed by the voice of let it go, motherfucker! And everyone just dives to the ground. Das lets out probably one of the most girliest screams that have ever screamed in the history of screams. As you and as Eppa and Aelin swoop down, Rex immediately jumps to his feet and transforms into his were-bunny like ready to fight. And Das whips out his short bow, ready to shoot, as he goes like, no, not another rock. No, we've already dealt with one rock. We're not going to deal with another one. And Tink readies her trident with a spell. What are you both doing?
Aylin's laughing in eagle form. Yeah, let's land before they shoot us.
Yeah, I think we land, and as sort of like Eppa goes off, he just sort of raises his claw up for like a high five with a wing.
Aylin will raise her wing.
High wing.
Oh
my god, you should have heard the sound! And it's just he's creasing over with laughter as he's walking back.
May I make a perception check to see if any of them pissed themselves?
Sure. Sure. Go ahead. Make a perception check.
27.
Oh.
So, whilst you can't tell whether anyone's pants is moist or soiled, you smell something that that doesn't smell quite right. Mostly from Das. As the rest of them kind of look at you both with a mixture of confusion, shock, which then turns into immediate anger on Das's side. Goes, what the bloody hell were you playing at? What if we thought you were a rock and we decided to shoot at you both and got you killed? And then I wouldn't have been able to tell you that we messed up with the whole ritual of trying to bring your dead husband back, and then he sort of stops mid-sentence.
Eppa doesn't even finish, Eppa doesn't even stop laughing. He just puts up a shield as if to demonstrate, there's your answer, and goes back to laughing.
Also, Ayla just stops, completely frozen. High five weighing up in the air.
Yeah, Eppa,
and then immediately
goes back
and then immediately wild shapes. What? What did you say?
Before I say anything, also hello AC Bryant, lurking in the chat. Hope you're enjoying. Hope you're enjoying this insanity that is unfolding before your eyes. Yeah. So you're saying what? What did you just say? To which Das goes. To which Das goes, I was supposed to have done this a little bit more sensitively, but since I started, I suppose I better finish. Yeah, about your husband, yeah. The good news is we managed to find him. The bad news is we did such a bad job of convincing him to come back to you that he decided that he didn't want to follow us. Probably because you weren't there. Not that I'm victim blaming you or anything, but it probably would have been a bit helpful if you were there. But you disappeared when you tried to go around the house, and
What's Aylin's face look like as this is being said?
It completely falls, and her eyes start welling with tears. And her next question is very quiet and just. No, it wasn't a barking dog. Hang on. She'll go, did he look at peace?
To be honest, he looked humanoid.
Did he look like he was at peace? I know he's a humanoid.
Well,
And then she starts crying.
I mean, he looked okay. He didn't look like he was suffering. He didn't look like he was in pain. He just looked like any other person would, like Rex is, or Tink is, or I am, or anyone else for that matter.
And then she'll start laughing through her tears and go, "Dear God, I hope he doesn't look like you now."
I mean,
and then she'll kind of like crumple right there in the road and continue crying.
I mean, has anyone out just to sort of like distract Aelin from the tears for a second? It's just like, that's very weird. I'm not sure that is Das. You used the right names.
Oh yeah, he didn't say Blondie or Flopsy or
Pepper.
What? You only just noticed this now? Like, how? Wait, have I been using the right names this entire time? So
Pepper just looks at Rex.
Rex kind of shrugs his shoulders and goes, to be fair, he stopped calling me all these random names, so... And Tink just sort of like shrugs her shoulders and...
Devastating news aside, not... and sort of like puts an attempt at a reassuring pat on Aylin's shoulder. So... Yeah, you know that salamander that you killed?
Oh,
nice
yeah.
job, by the way. Beautifully butchered.
Ah. Courtesy of Rex only.
Something was hunting it from the plane of air. Now, we had a nice, lovely chat with it. To quote Aelin, I believe the correct reaction to all of this is, fuck!
Yes.
And whilst we've sort of used a bunch of rocks as a bandage on the tear in reality, I think we need to go back and go save another elemental plane. Which is a very weird sentence to say, because I am not, and I repeat this, I am not a great hero of the realm. I am a kobold who wants to blow stuff up and read his books.
Well.
Not necessarily in that order.
Well.
Depends on the day.
on behalf of the rest of the party here, we appreciate your honesty and your true intentions. But you managed to cover up. I mean, I'm no expert on this, like all this magical, spiritually sort of stuff. But you covered a portal up with a rock.
A lot of rocks.
Temporarily.
Well then. I suppose.
Yeah, I wanted to try and close it, but no. Apparently, that goes against the laws of magic. All I wanted to do was like close it so we could go have a few weeks. I don't know, in a hot springs, and then have them come to us and ask us very nicely, exchange contact information and everything.
Is anything being destroyed by it right now? Or sucked in, for that matter?
It was a little cold.
Yeah, it was a little bit cold when the ice salamander came along.
No, I meant the area around it. Like, there were a few dead trees.
Oh, it was like especially cold when the ice salamander came along and it made the whole area cold, but fair enough.
Oh. Was it the... Do you think the air, the windstorm we flew in was from the portal?
I mean, we don't know.
Pretty certain it was a byproduct, side effect, whatever you want to call it.
Alright, yeah, weather systems interacting against the cold air. Yeah, no, that makes sense.
Well, I have absolutely no idea what on earth like all this is supposed to be. But I suppose we have a little bit of a choice. Whether to go to another plane and maybe save it from utter devastation and ruin. Or just leave it as it is and hopefully everything will blow over and everything will heal itself. I'm sure it'll be fine. I'm sure that no horrific consequences will befall this world and maybe other places that are beyond our imaginations, I suppose. Like, would...
Reality will tear itself apart.
Well, yeah,
We
that's
saw
it.
what happened to the plane of Earth.
Yeah, more or less.
Ugh.
But that...
Well, let's at least see if we can get an air elemental for the big claw out of it. Not having to wait for the wind would be great.
But...
I think Epic just like turns around and starts walking back to the portal.
Okay, so we are all in agreement to go back to the portal.
Yes.
All right. And with that, I believe that this would be a very good place to, sort of end the session. As the party has been reunited. And we shall meet them again next week for episode 69, which is a nice number.
Giggity.
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 As the party go and reinvestigate the portal, the Terran reality, which for the time being had been covered up with a giant rock. So all that's left to say is thank you everyone for watching and relishing in our mass hilarity. And I hope to see you all again next week. And ta-ta for now. Bye.
Bye.